Richard C. calling to the past. With questions about life, I need some answers fast. This is a message from 2334. We have friends in other galaxies, but what are we looking for? I built a communicator, we just call the QTC. So I'm sending out a message, but is anybody hearing me?
Subject: urgent transmission from aboard the alien mothership. From Richard Z. Delaney IV. To the inhabitants of 2024, my name is Richard Z. Delaney IV, and I'm writing this under the most extraordinary and perilous circumstances imaginable. I am currently hidden within the bowels of what can only be described as our worst nightmare, an alien mothership that hovers ominously above our Earth, not as a protector, but as a silent conqueror. I'm attempting to send this message from an escape pod with the help of a surprising ally. How did I get here? Desperate times. Our world has changed drastically. The rationing of food has begun, a stark testament to the tightening grip the Space Brothers have on our planet. Despite her father being fully supportive and in awe of our Space Brothers, my niece, Allison, has revealed to me that family rationing has begun. They barely have enough to eat. She also said Mr. Anderson that lives across the street from her has been missing for several days. I didn't say anything to her, but I'm sure he's been taken by the aliens. People are disappearing left and right. News on my covert operation. Guided by a partly decrypted message left by my father, I embarked on a perilous mission to infiltrate the mothership. His message was cryptic but clear on one point. I needed to board this vessel to uncover the truth, to find him, and perhaps to find a way to fend off our unwelcome visitors. It has taken several months to decipher even that small part of my father's message. I don't dare to delay until I decode the rest of it. I have to save him. I bought an old short shuttle to attempt to reach the mothership. Allison helped me clean the inside of it and patch a few holes. I'm glad to say she's nothing like her father. It was all I could do to talk her out of wanting to come with me. Especially since I didn't want to terrify her by telling her what I know so far. She must have told her father because before I even boarded the mothership, my brother Parker called me to try and talk me out of this foolish mission. His words, not mine. He doesn't even seem to care that our father is more or less in a Schrodinger's box. No, Parker insists our Space Brothers are here to enlighten and advance the human race, rather than enslave us. This schism within my own family paints a clear picture of the division these aliens have sown among us. I boarded the mothership and followed the schematics left by my father to the best of my ability. The unfortunate thing is that while Dad had a clear mission and intent, I'm here staring at a series of controls in the center of their ship with no idea what they do, or what I'm supposed to do. I was aware of someone following me, so I figured since I had run out of ideas, it's best to just go back home and finish deciphering my father's hidden message. My impatience had done nothing but sent me on a fruitless mission. If I had someone to help decode the messages, it wouldn't take as long. But as it is, if I can't trust my own brother, I don't know who I can trust. As I was sneaking through the corridors trying to make my way back to the shuttle, sudden alarms nearly made my heart stop. A blaring foreign message echoed through the hallways, and then a holographic image of my face flashed through every hallway. It was my registration photo from purchasing my shuttle. That meant they discovered it. I didn't know what to do. But my shuttle was the only way out of this mess, and I'd fight aliens for it if I had to. Granted, since weapons had been banned on Earth in 2314, I had nothing but my bare hands. The aliens, on the other hand, well, they had weapons. Nothing that my hands could conquer. Still, when you're out of choices, you go to the last known place of safety. For me, that was my shuttle, so I ran as if my life depended on it. Because it did. When I reached my shuttle, it was clear that was no longer an option. The doors had been removed and the inside had been scrapped. Their speed at destruction removed any hope I had from surviving a fight, much less winning one. When I heard footsteps, I hid in the nearest alcove. Shallow as it was, it provided no protection, and soon I was face to face with my arch-enemy. The being looked different from the others and spoke in a garbled language, cleared his throat, and then spoke in English.
My name is Kale. I am your friend.
And his name is Kale. Since I was still alive at this point, I had to accept that he must indeed be my friend. He grabbed my hand and I was helpless in its strength. He pulled me along at a speed far beyond my comfort level, and at times I felt my feet just scraping along the floor. He stopped so suddenly it took me a second to regain my balance, and he he pulled me into a massive room filled with Earth objects. He pointed to a table which contained most of the missing pieces of my shuttle. For a second I was confused by the purple thing, but when I reached and grabbed it, it turned out to be Allison's jacket. My heart froze, and then I remembered she'd been wearing it when she helped me clean up the shuttle. Before I even had a chance to pick it up, Kale grabbed me and we were running through the corridors again. He only stopped when we reached a row of small spaceships.
We must escape.
With the alarm still blaring, I wasn't about to argue. So the next thing I knew, we were flying out the bay doors and into the blackness of space. Kale explained his own situation.
I am a hybrid being deemed subpar by our overlords and destined for disposal. By aiding your survival, I am aiding my own. I have chosen to flee rather than face oblivion. They are planning to use human DNA to create hybrids. I am one of the first and flawed attempts. You say your name is Richard Z. Delaney, the fourth? I saw DNA samples labeled with your name and number.
When I asked him, "What do you mean, my number?" he gave me the chilling response.
All humans have been numbered according to their delete number.
What do you mean by delete number? I needed to know.
Every human is numbered in the order of their deletion. When the hybrid is satisfactory, the subpar human is deleted.
I didn't need him to explain what he meant by deleted. As I send this transmission, our fate remains uncertain. We are fugitives in the void with limited supplies and only our wits and resolve to sustain us. If you are hearing this, know that the future is in your hands. You must scrutinize the motives of any who come from the stars bearing gifts. Challenge them, question them. Do not allow the Earth to fall into shadow as it has in our time. Act 2024. Act before it's too late. With urgency and hope, Richard Z. Delaney IV. From an undisclosed location aboard an alien vessel.
I'm Richard Z. Delaney, sending out this call with questions about life. Is anybody there at all? Communicator, we just called the QCC, so I'm sending out a message, but is anybody hearing me? Hearing me? Hearing me?
This has been a Modern Office Girl production.